Hey guys, it's Brick Thunder, and today we're going to be unboxing, setting up, and doing a demo of the Spirit Halloween 2023 Death Stalker. Alright, so I just ordered this guy, got him with overnight shipping, so he would come very quick, and he did. This is actually exactly a month before flagship, and it's already here. So I have not seen this in person, obviously, and I have not even looked in the box, so let's get to the unboxing. Alright, let's begin. Now, I would say this thing is probably my favorite so far of the entire lineup. It is so unique, and I'm really glad to see that it's already sold out, because that means they hopefully will keep doing very, very unique stuff like this. So here we have a ton of clothing right there. We have a back piece right here. This thing is huge, very similar to Krampus, actually. I've noticed on the instructions his design is very, very similar to Krampus. Same movement as well. We have some arm poles right there with the foam on them already. We have one of his hands here. His hands are huge. Very, very cool looking too. Painted super nicely. That's awesome. Super cool. All right, put that down there. We have, shoulder piece. Very, very similar to Krampus. We have another hand right here. Again, painted nicely. Looks overall awesome. Love that it has 4 fingers, but looks really natural having 4. Kind of alienish type hand right there. We have the base, actually. This should be the next thing that we take out here. We have poles attached to the base right there with zip ties. And it actually has supports on the base for him. And that's a really good thing because Krampus didn't, and he was starting to bend. Here is the head. Oh, wow. I was not expecting that. This is latex. This is a latex head on a plastic shell. And oh my gosh, that thing is huge. That has to be the largest latex head I have, and it looks awesome. There's a few deformities right here that I'm sure would be very easy to stuff, but really looks amazing overall. I love the tongue. You can see where the fog comes out right there. His sensor is in his mouth as well, and I love that it has no eyes. He has veins going down. Looks so cool. Really, really awesome. Definitely one of the scariest props from Spirit, in my opinion. We have the mechanism right here. This is just like Krampus again, just a standard turning mechanism right there. Control box is on there as well. We have the instructions down here, full color, printed instructions right there. We have some fog items. We have the connection hose for the fog machine, and then we actually have the switch. You can either press this to activate the fog or connect the wire from his actual control box to this, and it'll tell it when to fog, so you don't need to be there. We have adapter box with adapter in it, and then finally we have his hip loop right there. So that's all the parts out of the box. Let's get to the setup. Here we go. All right, so let's begin our setup here. We have our B poles down here. Both are labeled B, so it doesn't matter which position they are. Just make sure they are first. And these also have support prongs right there. So what we can do with that is bring our supports up then, and these are separate. They are not connected, but these are just going to come up and slide through like that with the prong. So this is going to help a lot. Very glad they did this because, like I said, Krampus did not have it, and it definitely needed it because these things are really heavy. Next, we have our C poles. Both of these, again, labeled the exact same. We're just going to click those in like that. And it's looking good. So I'm gonna actually move the camera up so we can work on the torso. All right, let's continue. One thing I noticed that in the clothing bag, they actually included sandbags. So that's pretty cool. This is the first one I'm unboxing this year, so I'm not sure how many include that, but definitely a cool addition. But next, what we want to do here is actually add the torso piece. We're just going to snap lock this in, both sides. Again, exact same setup to Krampus so far. We can then take our hip loop, slide it over the top like that, and then put it in the prongs. Now we can attach some pieces up here, and this will actually help a lot when we want to get the clothing on because it's much easier to slide clothing over these smooth plastic pieces than it is to slide it over the metal because then it'll snag. Now we can attach this plastic piece on top of that, and it's looking really good. Very, very tall prop. Looking awesome so far. So now what we actually want to do is get our clothing on. So let's slide that over the top. All right, clothing is looking good. Now something I'm noticing is it's actually not just straight black. Like on the box, it looks black. In the videos, it does. In person, this is more of a gray and kind of even a dark green here. And it looks a lot more detailed and a lot cooler in person. So now what we can do here is add the head. We want to thread the hose of the fog machine back down into the body like this, and then we can attach it with the 2 prongs. Love that they did 2 prongs because this is a very heavy head, so you don't want it being held up by one. He also has 2 wires that we're going to have to come back to, and that's just for the sensor and lights in the mouth. All right, looking good. Now, for our final step, we're going to add the arms and hands here. So we're just going to slide these through the clothing like this, and then attach them with the prongs at the top. Easiest way to do this would either be going through the back, because there's a hole in the back, or just lifting up from the bottom of the clothing. We can then click in our other arm over here, and now it's looking good. And then also just adjust some of this creepy cloth if we need to. If it's all falling over to one side, want to make sure it's even on both, like that. All right, final step here. We're just going to make sure these prongs are exposed, and then we're going to get our hands and attach these. Similar to the arms, they're just going to sit in the prong like that, and then we can find the Velcro that is on here, right there, and Velcro it onto the hand so it stays in place. I love how bouncy these are too. I feel they're definitely going to bounce when he starts moving. We have our other hand here. This is also just going to slide into the prongs like that, and then again, just going to find the Velcro and Velcro it onto the hand like that. And that completes our setup other than fog. What we want to do for fog is obviously get a fog machine, not included, and then we are going to attach his relay to it so he tells it when to shoot, so I don't have to press it. But yeah, there is his setup. Let's go to the demo. Here we go. All right, he's all wired up and ready to go. Let's plug him in. All right, so there he was, Death Stalker. Sorry for the kind of foggy outro. This guy actually releases a ton. I've actually never had this problem, and that shows how much he fogs. Usually down here, when I activate a fogging prop, it dissipates quick enough that you don't see it on camera. This one, as you can see, it's still very foggy in this room, so that shows how much he actually releases. Now overall, I love that they just gave it that simple motion. I think the fogging is perfect. That fog just adds so much to him, and I love the light that's in there too to make it look kind of like fire, but also kind of just weird alien type fog coming out of the mouth. His body form is perfect. Great idea going with the Krampus body. I love the broad shoulders up there, the awesome hunchback, and that sits at about 7'3", and then his head is more at about 6 feet tall, but still just an overall massive, massive prop. And it has some great detail. Like I said, the head, super detailed, love that, and then the hands as well. Overall, like I said, I think this is actually my favorite of the lineup so far. It's just so unique and so monstrous. I think people are really going to love it in the haunt. Also, stay tuned because I will be unboxing more new props from Spirit coming up soon. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.